Hello and welcome to leg day number 2 for the Bowflex Xceed XTREME MPR 3000. All of our lifts are going to be from this bottom set of pulleys, and I've got the normal Bowflex handles hooked up. We're going to be doing some hip work in here where you can open up the handles and put your foot through it, or if you have these ankle straps, you can clip the weight right onto your ankles, and that gives you a really nice connection. So these ankle straps here, they came with these elastic bands that I highly recommend. There'll be a link in the description where you can learn more about that upgrade if you're interested in it. So there's also going to be the leg extension attachment used in this routine. We'll be doing some extensions and some leg curls as part of it. Now, I really would recommend everybody print out this sheet that's going to be linked in the description. It's just a PDF with spaces to write your weight and the resistance setting and everything as you go throughout this routine. The thought behind that is you're going to come back to this routine, you're going to know what you did last time, and you're going to try to raise those numbers, and that's how you're going to get stronger. So this routine is part of a larger program I'm releasing called Foundations. Foundations is all about bringing it back to the basics, build a solid foundation, and then you can do whatever you want from there. And this is for all levels of fitness. You know, if you're really advanced, just crank up that resistance and you're gonna get a good workout in here as well. So all of the routines for Foundations free here on YouTube. If you want to say, hey, I like what you're doing here, or you want to show some support, you can join my membership or you can purchase the program, and that's going to get you access to a spreadsheet that puts it all together. And also it's got a calendar, so you can actually tell yourself when you purchase it, hey, I'm going to do this routine on Monday, this one Wednesday, this one Friday, and that's going to help keep you showing up every single day. If some people, they fall off of fitness really quickly or have a hard time staying with it, that's going to help keep you on track. So we're going to have a little 4-minute warm-up coming up in just a moment. Then we're going to rack up our resistance and we're going to get into it. So if you're going to be joining me, hit that like button and I'll see you right back. Let's get this thing going. Jogging in place here for about 1:15. Trying to get our body warm, and then we'll get a good stretch going. While we're doing this, let me tell you about today's lifts. We're starting things out with a front squat using the handles here. I've got them both clipped in on the same side. We'll talk about that more when we get there. After that, we're going into some hip work. We're going to start out with hip extension, and then we'll move into some hip adduction. And then we're going to put our leg extension attachment on and our seat and everything together. And we're going to go into leg extension, and then finally some leg curls, one at a time. Leg curls just really hit those hamstrings. And at first I wasn't a fan of those lifts on this machine, but the more I do it, kind of the more I like it. So give those a try with me. And we got another 10 seconds or so. And we're gonna wind this thing down into some body weight squats. So for body weight squats, arms out in front of you as a counterbalance, and we're gonna drop down nice and low and then raise up out of this. Now, as you drop for your breathing, think about water being at about shoulder height. You should be inhaling and then exhaling when you're above water here. Also, just go as low as you can comfortably go. And this exact motion here, we are going to be doing with our front squats as our first exercise, except we're going to do this with some weight on it. You know, we're still getting warm here. We're moving to some side squats here. Feet are going to be wide apart now, and we're going to shift from side to side. We're really trying to loosen up our hips here, and it's also, you know, firing up our quads at the same time. Try to go a little bit lower the longer you're in this here. Okay, a couple more seconds of this. And I'm going to move into just a forward fold with my legs wide apart here. I just like holding this for about 10 seconds. Okay, let's raise up out of that. We're going to do a quad stretch, so pull one leg back. I actually like using this other arm to get an even better stretch here. So you also loosen up your ankles a bit as well. I'm going to go ahead and switch sides here. Then maybe moving into a lunge and reach, kind of a yoga pose here, where I bring my arms up nice and high, open up my chest, and take a couple deep breaths in here. Okay, let's switch sides. Reach up. We're gonna hold this until the clock hits 20 seconds, at which point you can do whatever you want here. I'm actually gonna go into another yoga pose, a downward dog here. And just kind of pedal out my legs, but do what you need to do here. And we're about done here with our stretch. We're gonna start racking up our resistance. Okay, so this first exercise, we're only gonna be using one side of the pulleys at a time here. And I'm gonna actually be racking up quite a bit here. For squats, you know, you got some big muscles here. You might be able to do a lot more weight. You might surprise yourself. So I'm gonna put on 100 pounds of power rods. And then I've got two elastic bands. I've got a 50 and a 40 here racked up. And I've got then all my, they're kind of looped here. Hopefully you can see this just fine here. Where normally I have the elastic bands crossing over and everything, they're just all here on one side. Now, I've got my two handles also hooked up on the same pulley down here as well. And from here, I am either gonna hold or step onto the platform and then go into a squat. Again, that same motion as the body weight squat. But I like it being off of the platform. One issue I run into here though is if I'm off the platform and I have all this weight racked up, my machine wants to tip over. So I got a little dumbbell here. Just throw on my machine and that's gonna prevent it from tipping over. So again, I'm gonna be now off of the platform here. And then I'm gonna be in the squat here, drop down, and then raise up. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna be counting these. That's 1 and 2. Slowly drop down, control that drop. There's 3, and just go as low as you can comfortably go. That's 4. I've kind of got a wide stance here too. 5, 6, and I'm trying to keep my back straight up and down. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's write down that resistance. We're gonna be doing a total of 4 of these here. And we got a full minute to recover here. So think about that weight setting. Could you raise it up a little bit? Did that feel good to you? And also a little bit more on our form. Again, I'm gonna have a wide stance here and I'm trying to not lean forward. That's one problem people have a lot with squats, and that puts extra pressure on your ankles, your knees, your lower back. It's all a mess. So try to keep your back straight and then drop straight up and raise straight, you know, go drive the weight straight up off of the ground here. So you want to be lifting with your legs here. Let's get in position. Raise up. And now let's drop it down and drive that weight up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, write it down. I think I'm moving a little quick here. I'm a few seconds ahead of my timer. So these next 2 sets, I'm really gonna try to slow things down a bit. Focus on a really slow negative. Also, if you're standing on the platform, now would be a good time to try to switch sides real fast. So you're kind of offset on one leg, for the first two, and then the last two switch it up. You know, if you don't have a ton of weight racked up though, you might be just fine with without having to, you know, deal with that platform. All right, we're running out of time. Let's get in position here. Stand up with me, and let's drop it down nice and slow and raise it up. That's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, one more set of those to go. And I just remembered as I was doing that, if you're a bit taller than me, I'm about 5'10", 5'11", and the cable length is just right. If you're taller though, you might want to daisy chain a few of these carabiner clips together at the base here, and that's going to give you a little bit more range of motion as you raise up. So a little tip there for y'all. Okay, we got one more set of these, and then we're going to hip extension. So when I go to hip extension, I'm going to change my weight setting. Looks like I'll be doing 90 pounds on both sides. We're also going to be spreading out our handles here. All right, almost out of time though. Let's bring this weight up here and get ready to drop. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there. 9 and 10. If you got some more, go for it. Okay, meanwhile, I'm gonna start moving my resistance around here. Got a lot of re-racking to do in this minute. So I'm gonna be doing a hip extension here. And for a hip extension, I guess I'm having my back to y'all for this first set. I am gonna be standing up on the platform, opening up this handle here, and then I'm gonna put my foot right through it. Now as I do this, I'm then gonna put one arm on the backrest, and I'm gonna extend this way out here. I'm actually gonna have it a little bit more around my shoe because I am sweating already pretty good. And now, there we go. I'm gonna extend this out here. So here we go, let's extend it out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side now. We have a abbreviated rest period as well, so don't get caught off guard here. Since we're only working out half the body, we don't need that full minute of rest between each lift here, or each set. So let's go ahead and get in position. We got about 10 seconds left. One arm on the bench here, foot is through the handle, and let's go ahead and extend this thing out. I'm really gonna try to focus on a slow negative here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's write that weight down. And then we're going to quickly get in position for this next set here. Now this, loosen up or strengthening these hip flexors is great for so many athletic movements. And great if you're in running as well. Help strengthen those hips. Maybe get a longer stride length. That's 2, 3, 4. And this motion is also great for your knees as well. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. While this lift isn't necessarily working the quads, and the flexing motion there helps strengthen up those ligaments in your knees with this motion here. So anyways, get in position, y'all. Another set, then we move to hip adduction after this. We'll raise that weight up just a little bit. Here we go. Extend it out. Slow retract. That's 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. All right. Also, be careful going over stairs after doing that lift or climbing anything, stepping over stuff. You kind of get a little reminder that you're doing some hip work today if you're stepping over stuff. It's a sign that it's working, that you got a good exercise in. So, all right, running out of time here for this exercise. I need to back this up a bit. Let's give us another rest interval here. Okay, so for this exercise, I bumped up my resistance by about 25%. And now, just like the other one, foot is going into the handle here. And then we're gonna be stepping away from the machine. And then we're gonna be pulling this weight in towards our midsection, just like this here. So I want you to join me here. Hopefully you're in position, all caught up with me. And let's bring it in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control the weight. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you're struggling with balance on this, you can have a chair in front of you that you're leaning up against if you'd like. And this is a shorter range of motion, so I think I might have went just a little bit fast there. I'm going to try to slow it down again on this set. And we're just doing the exact same thing, other foot. So I'm going to step away from the machine. So there's a good amount of tension in the machine at this point. The further you step away, the more that resistance is going to increase. And we're going to bring our feet together here. Just like that. So leg out, and now let's bring it together and slowly release. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow negatives here. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, one more on each side. And then we're gonna have a little bit longer of a break, and after we hit both sides here, because we're gonna hook up our leg extension attachment and the seat and everything. So rolling right along here, moving pretty quickly. All right, hopefully you're in position here, ready to go. On one foot, now let's bring it in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, slow negatives, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You know, I'm going to start actually putting my bench together, or my seat on here. I think we're going to have 90 seconds, if I recall right. So we're also going to be hooking up the leg extension attachment. And I'm also going to be adjusting that weight upwards as well. Okay, 5 seconds. Get your foot through the handle. Let's just extend it out and collapse it in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so hooking up my leg extension here. I'm gonna go ahead and start clipping my weight on at the base of this. Now, if you're having a hard time connecting this, you might need to drop a power rod or two, connect it, and then add those back up. All right. So from here, I'm going to add a bit more resistance here. I'm going to go up to about 170 pounds of resistance on my machine here. So I definitely like having a lot for this leg extension, but you know, we're at our own levels here. And hopefully, you know, if you've done this routine before, you know what you did last time. All right, all hooked up here. And we're gonna get into these leg extensions here. Really simple motion. We're gonna sit down, put our hands underneath our butt, back firmly up against the backrest, and then we're gonna extend our legs out. Now, I like holding that fully extended position for about a second. So here we go. That's 1, and 2, 3. Let's put in the work here. This is 4. We've only got 3 sets of these leg extensions. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, how'd that weight feel to you? Felt a little easy to me. I'm adding another, 10% on here. Now these leg extensions, they definitely get harder when you get into the later sets. So be sure you're watching out for that or planning accordingly. This is another great lift for your knees here. This extension here really, slams these quads, and holding that full extension again, that's great for those ligaments in your knees. That's gonna be 1, 2, slow drop on this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we got a full minute of rest here. This is your time to recover. Just make sure you're writing it down. So after this exercise, we're going to go into leg curls, which is going to be using the same leg extension attachment, except we're only going to be hitting one leg at a time. And accordingly, we're going to drop the weight by at least half. I'm going to drop it from 190 down to 80. So I don't know, whatever that works out to, 60%, something like that. I should know this. Hands underneath. Let's get ready here in 5 seconds. I want you doing as many of these as you got as well. That's 2 for me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think I got 2 more, 14, and 15. Whew. Okay, if you got 15 in there, or close to that, you might want to up the weight a little bit for the next time you do this routine. Record that 15, and that's going to be a little signal to you for next time. Okay, dropping this weight down here. Again, I'm going down to 80 pounds on both sides. And then for leg curl, again, we're doing one leg at a time. I'm going to hit my right leg first. So first off, I'm going to then have my thighs and be up against this foam roller, and then this other foot is on the ground here. I might be moving this around a little bit. That's okay. Then I'm going to lean forward here with my forearm across the bench. I'm then going to curl this back leg up, and here we go. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now, depending where these foam rollers are, I do want to point out one thing, is this bottom roller can come up if you need it. There's a few different holes, or maybe it can come down depending on where you got yours at. All right, I like my position right here though. Let's get in position here and let's curl it up. That's 1. Try to bring it as high as you can comfortably go. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we are almost through this. We got one more set on each side, and that's going to be it. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and get in position here. Forearm across the bench, the other arm at the bottom of it. And let's curl this weight up. That's 1, 2, 3. For me to curl up really high, I need to get on my toes when I'm on the ground here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, final set coming up, and I just want to give a big shout out to my elite Ko-Fi members who support the channel and make routines and programs like this possible. There'll be a link in the description. You can learn more about that. Gets you access to all my workout programs, a workout journal, stuff to keep you motivated and hopefully showing up and staying consistent. Final set here. Thank you to the Ko-Fi elites. Let's curl it up. And 2, 3. Finish this thing strong. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, awesome job on finishing this thing out. Don't forget to remove these power rods from tension and wrap them up with something. So great job again on finishing this routine. You should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you, and I want you to be good to yourself, be good to others, and thanks for watching.